Good evening and welcome to the Broadcasting Lounge tonight. I'm Shane, joining you here for some HPR series, GT3s and GTPs, and joined in the Broadcasting Lounge with Corey and Doug alongside me. How's it going, guys?
Yeah, good Shano. Doug?
Yeah, Corey, Shane, evening.
So we're here in Long Beach and we can take a little bit of a look at some of the track facts there. So just 3 meters of altitude, so we are right on the beach here. 3.14 kilometre circuit on the full configuration, the one and only configuration around here. And we're running at 25 degrees air temperature, 30 degrees humidity, and no rain in the forecast, which I'm relieved about because that would probably give me a little bit of PTSD from Saturday at Taupo.
Yes, thankfully no rain this evening.
Yeah, we noticed you went around on Tuesday, Shano. We thought you might have been sporting a bit of a hangover, but you probably just had a wee bit of a cold, eh?
To be honest, not even that. It just absolutely buggered from a full-on weekend. So took a night off, watched the stream, and you guys did a great job. Of course, it's Anzac Day, and we've got Jack Ince out there sporting an Anzac livery. Beautiful Anzac livery, and he's out there just finishing up his qualifying run at the moment. Currently sitting P6 with a 111.89, so he's going to see if he can move up the order on this lap.
Jack's sitting about second or third in the overall championship standings as well. So the way the series is going so far, it's split up into 3 race categories of racing, which we've got tonight. So 2 races. They've got the sprint racing, which goes for 50 minutes. And they've got their endurance racing as well. So there's 4 each of those, and their top 3 scoring races. At each of those particular, what do you call it, disciplines, will be their finishing score for the season. So still a lot of points to be had yet. We're only halfway in.
Yeah, so Jack just abandoned that lap, we've come to Sean McNamara, but he's just completed his 6th lap, which I believe it's a 6 lap limit tonight. Jason Bigby coming up to complete his 6th and final lap. Finishes that one, and no movement on the leaderboard, so he's going to stay where he is, and it looks like anybody else that is eligible to complete any more running is now sitting in the pits. So for the last couple of minutes, we are going to be just watching these guys sitting around in the pits. They're all sorted. That's the order that you see on the left hand side there is what the grid order is going to be.
It's a really good run so far. Jacob Lucas, he's certainly right up there in the points. Was absent from last week's race along with Taylor Mitchell as well. Stefan McCartan, I think, was also absent. So there's a few people here tonight ready to try and make sure they're solidifying some points back onto the leaderboard, and a few boys down there in the lists as well. They'll certainly be looking at bringing it to them and doing their best to try and keep that gap margin down as small as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And interesting that you note a few people who missed last week. I think there were a few of our regulars who, like me, were in Taupo about a week ago. Certainly I noticed on the leaderboard for the Racing Sims Motion Sims that they had set up down there were a few familiar names from SuperCars NZ down there, so quite good representation for the league, getting out to look at some real racing and having a go in the Motion Sims as well.
Yes, and I believe there was a bit of a joke made at the standings board that you were also a part of there, Shane, saying just looks like a typical Tuesday or Thursday night standings board from the racing.
Yeah, just about to look like that. So we're just gridding up now. I believe we're going to have a slightly longer grid time tonight as we go through some Anzac ceremonies.
Work that one, so try that one. There we go.
Alright, And
Yep, over to you, Shane.
yep, so now time for the last post. Alright, so that's the ceremonies out of the way, the last post, and very cool to see the cars gridded up as we ran through that, and we're about to get underway with the optimization lap. As we get ready for that, we can have a quick look at the grid. We've got Jacob Lucas on pole from Taylor Mitchell, Stephen McCartan 3rd, Daniel Heatherside 4th, Brett O'Keefe 5th, Jack Hintz, Leith Swinney, Aaron Goodrick in 8th. As I find my controls to move down that order, we can see Scott McKenzie in 9th, Shane Newens in 10th, Dylan Shepherd 11th, Sean McNamara 12th, we're into the GT3 runners here as well, Nico Cordia 13th, Nick Mitchell 14th, Roger Forbert 15th, Dan Turner is in 16th, Steve Darren 17th, Jason Bigby 18th, Ben McMurray 19th, Ryan Cotterill 20th, Blake Greenhill 21st, Jonathan Turner 22nd, Randolph Luapui 23rd, Kristen Jenkins 24th, Wayne Hartnell 25th, and Chris Zalewski rounds out the grid in 26th. As we get underway, I will get rid of that and go to there for you. So Taylor Mitchell getting away well as the first of the GTPs.
GT3's just about to get underway.
As we can see that in the picture-in-picture, the GT3 field coming around the final corner and getting their race underway, and all looking fairly clean from both groups. So our revised start procedure working well as we ask the guys to keep single file around the hairpin, and the GT3s we asked to make sure they weren't racing until the apex of the final corner, and the GTPs were asked to start their race at the green flag.
There was a wee bit of uncertainty in some of the messages that were given out to a few of the drivers that have actually missed the race start by not adhering to setting their car up with an ignition for the start of the race, and we're sitting in the pit lane when the grid timer was set to jump down to 0.
Oh, that's a little bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. So Jacob Lucas leading the GTP class through at the end of the first lap. Taylor Mitchell though not too far behind at all, within a second, and Stephen McCartan also within a second of him, so very tight battles at the front of the GTP field here.
Yeah, and we've had one of those GTP cars with a bad connection, Aaron Goodrick, has fallen off that order. So if anyone was looking out for his name there, that's pretty much what happened with that one.
It's a bit of an onboard there with Taylor Mitchell, and he's chasing down Jacob Lucas, or trying his hardest, and Stefan McCartney behind him.
Yes, they come down into the slowest part of the track, very slow, tight hairpin there, and sounded like a bit of wall clipping going on, but that can be a little bit of deck code with the iRacing server just not quite sending the right information to my end of where the cars are on track, and sometimes it can sound like they're hitting the wall, look like they're hitting the wall, but they're actually absolutely fine, so we won't rely too heavily on what we see in here in that respect, especially around that very tight corner where they are trying to get very close to the wall.
Yeah, quite interesting to see some of the guys during their practice and qualifying laps. This was most particularly in the GTP class car, how they've had to approach that final corner hairpin is they're having to dive way down deep into almost the runoff area just to be able to get it to negotiate. Getting around without clipping the wall on the outside. Also, we've had quite a bit of a kerfuffle down the grid order with an incident involving Nico Cordia and Nick Mitchell there, and Nico getting trapped alongside the wall, a few cars ploughing into the side of him.
And we just caught Ryan Cotterill going down the inside of Blake Greenhall into turn 1. That was a really nice move. And Blake's got some pressure coming on from Shane Newlands in the GTP car. I assume he's one of the ones who wasn't on the grid when we let them go.
Yeah, I believe that he was also one of the ones involved in that. So the boys got to remember the 2 racing still there tonight. So there's been a few other people fall down through the order. It is a tight, hard track. There is going to be incidents happening left, right, and centre. Yeah, that's not over until the race is over.
Kristen Jenkins in a bit of a battle with his teammate as well, and they have got an Anzac livery on as well.
Yes, there's the Team West boys, and actually the third car behind them, I believe, of Wayne Hartnell and the Porsche running a similar Anzac livery on their car too.
Yeah, message from Christian earlier. He's got the webcam up and running, and there we go there, so you can see the simability hand controls, and he's going to jump in with us in between the races and have a bit of a chat and talk us through what they do exactly, and looks like there's a fair bit going on there.
That's a really good view that you just flicked to there, Shane. So that's the onboard with Christian, or Ride-Off Jenkins, as affectionately known, and he is disabled. There's no use of his the lower part of his body. So just under the lighting you can see there the left-hand side hand, so if it was to be his right hand, fluctuating there on the accelerator, and the left side is the brake, and it's also got the gear shifters above those as well, so you see quite a bit happening. And when he's out there and he's cutting through some laps, just how amazing it is. He's not been a particular fan of some of the tracks with the big tight hairpin, because it means his hands have got to get all crossed up, which would be like us trying to cross our legs and still trying to coordinate the accelerator and brake at the same time. So he has joked in the past that maybe they could be given a 5-second bit of a head start for events like this when they've got that to battle with. But as we can see, he's doing pretty handy for himself at the moment, sitting up there in what would effectively be about maybe about 8th spot for the GT3 cars.
Spot on, he is sitting 8th in class. Little bit of a delay you might notice between his wheel movements and what we're seeing on the onboard, so it's not quite perfectly synced up, but it certainly gives you an idea of the challenges he's got to deal with that setup.
Yeah, and credit to Glenn Seidman from Simability, coming up with these little contractions for Thrustmaster wheels and Fanatec, and he's probably looking at moving on to the direct drive market at some point.
So there's
So we've
been a
had,
few things happening out there, Shana, from the start of the race.
There has. We've got a few bits of data to go back and look at. Go on, can you pinpoint any that are worth looking back at?
Yeah, so the first sort of major one to look at would be Nico Cordia's crash there on lap 2.
So if we have a look at that on the MRP replay, so Nico Cordia is going past an MRX car and then getting hit in the back and turns around, and more action in behind that as well.
Yeah, there was. So that was involving Ryan Cottrell, Blake Greenhall and Scott McKenzie, all of there. And if you let that roll on, it was very tight rejoin from Nico after that as well. A few guys doing a very good job to stay out of the way of that one. Next one to have a bit of a swim at would be Blake's wee crash there on lap 4.
Just losing the rear end behind another car, and actually we saw Kristen flash past that, and all three of those guys doing a great job to get around him, and a little bit tight there. He stops it and finds reverse and gets back going again. So
yeah,
nice.
So there was that, and then the next most significant one was a bit of an incident there involving Jack Hintz and Brett O'Keefe on lap 5 in the GTP class.
So negotiated some GT3 traffic here as well, and bit of an awkward one there. And Jack is looking to redress, unfortunately getting in the way of some of the GT3 runners as well, but does redress that one and lets Brett go past. Bit of a tricky spot that when Brett had gone wide there. There was a gap, Jack stuck his nose into it, unfortunately that gap closed. Not an easy one to call, but Jack certainly putting his hand up and doing the right thing.
And following on from that, just a bit of a driver error from Jacob Lucas on lap 7, just trying to get down the inside of the GT3 car at the turn-in. And just running into a bit at the back of him over the ripple strip, gets a bit unsettled and rotates the car. And just highlighting the importance of just making sure grabbing the brake there. Done very well to do a tight 3-point turn, but he did put himself in a bit of a compromising position initially from starting to roll back. Could have ended in a bit of a catastrophe there with another GTP class car coming through pretty rapidly. So
yeah, lucky he was in a spot there where the track is quite wide and he had some space before the wall came up on him to roll back into, and got onto that brake pedal before he went too far, left enough room there for the guys to get through.
Yeah, and last one, Leith Swinney, same corner as we just saw from Jacob, trying to make a bit of a dive down through some GT class cars, trying to get back into position, I believe.
Lap 6 by any chance?
Yep, that's the one, lap 6, Leith Swinney, and just going a bit wrong. You'll be able to see that here now. He makes the dive and locks up the brakes.
Yeah, collecting one of the Jigsaw cars there, the Audi, which I believe would have been Steve Darren.
Correct, yeah. So Steve now just has a bit of damage across the front nose cone. Shouldn't give him too much hindrance moving forward. And that's the most significant events so far during the first heat of this 2-race night.
Good wee battle going on here between Jacob Lucas and Daniel Hederscheid. It's been going on for a couple of laps, but got past him now, and just sort of putting a little bit of distance on him.
Yeah, and you can see there following Daniel on the trackside cameras, and you can see we're looking back from Jacob's car in the picture-in-picture there, so great to be able to get a couple of different perspectives of the battle there.
Yeah, very, very cool indeed.
Yeah, get a good shot of the skyline from down that low on the track, don't you?
You do. So what else have we got going on in the way of tight gaps here? Jonathan Turner still close behind his teammate Kristen Jenkins.
Oh, don't mind me in the background there, folks. Just working my way through, just reviewing some incidents taking place, and I've just come across a fairly significant one between Blake Greenhall and Scott McKenzie, and potentially warranted Scott towing to pit lane.
We'll just stick with this battle for a moment, see if anything unfolds at turn 1, and it's pretty much follow the leader for the next wee while, so we can jump back and have a look at what went on with Blake and Scott. Oh yeah, that's a classic crash around here. Go wide at turn 1, find the tyres, and the guy coming through behind just has nowhere to go. Oh, Blake's got the big crab walk going on with that BMW. I think he's going to end up having to tow that to the pits, isn't he?
And following on from that, there has been a significant crash involving Steve Darren and Taylor Mitchell.
Steve just catching the inside fence. Maybe a bit of net code involved in the secondary contact with Taylor, although probably that contact was coming either way even without the net code.
Yeah, and Taylor unable to drive away from that damage there as well. So yeah, Taylor Mitchell, unlucky for him, I believe was circulating at around P2 prior to that incident. But yeah, it looked like Stephen just was trying to give him the room, maybe having a look at the mirror, wasn't quite aware where the breaking point was, and he's glanced the wall, that's all but breaking the car right up into the side of Taylor. So he's now sitting there in the pit lane, he's been towed there. He will have a fast repair at his disposal, so he can get out and circulate and finish the race. And he's the way now leaving the pit. So not too bad, considering, and he's got another race coming up after this where he'll be able to make those back. But it is very, very challenging here on the street circuit of Long Beach.
It is, and Nico Cordia putting plenty of pressure on Bill Kilgour at the moment.
Yeah, and a great view off the back of Bill's car there, looking at how close Nico's getting. Just as we see what is Taylor Mitchell now coming back through those cars, doing a very good job to actually get through that section of the hairpin as narrowly as he did. Just correct me if I'm wrong, that purple and black GTP car, is that the one sort of step up the contracts there?
I believe it may well be, yes it is.
So there, it gives a bit of a perspective. So he's just gone past the same cars that Taylor has, and that would essentially put Taylor one lap down on the lead bunch if Stefan were to catch up to him. So still just on the lead lap down there in 6th spot for Taylor Mitchell.
Yeah, so very unfortunate for Taylor on that one. He will get another chance in the second race. Unfortunately, he won't get to cycle towards the front with a reverse top 10, because as we learned with our last heat round, that does jumble up GT3s with GTPs, which just creates a whole lot of difficulty. So unfortunately not able to roll through with a reverse top 10, but certainly another chance either way for Taylor to make his way back through the GTP field once he does restart, and Bill just making a mistake there and getting into the wall, gifting that spot to Nico, and probably going to require Bill to come back to the pits. Unfortunately it hasn't. Oh, I've got Bill Kilgour crashing here, Bill Kilgour crashing here now. That's after the initial incident though, so I wonder if I can get Nico Cordia passing Bill Kilgour. This should give us more of the story. So he's got a GT3 car on the inside. He's just tried to leave room for the GTP car and just got out onto the marbles and straight into the wall, unfortunately.
It is that's a very hard one, and Bill coming into the pits now, picking up a fast repair on that one. What else we got happening around here? I've seen
well, this is
Shepherd's name pop up on the data as well. I'm pretty sure he was leading the GT3 field.
He is still leading GT3s, and he's actually ahead of this guy on track, Leith Swinney, the last of the GTP cars still running.
So he has actually crashed. What he's done has very graciously allowed a GTP car of Jack Hunt's to be able to get by at the hairpin by running a little bit deeper down into that runoff zone. So keeping it clean, giving up the space in a position that works for him, and he would have lost next to no time at all for when this was happening. He would have felt the pressure there from Jack, and he's just run a little bit deep, turned in, Jack's got through the corner, and he's straightened up and he's powering away off again. So next to no time lost on that one, and both cars get through there very cleanly and damage free.
Yeah, that's smart racing for Dylan. He's got a big lead back to Sean McNamara running second in the GT3 class. 18 seconds is the gap there, so no need for Dylan to risk getting, I guess, the wrong end of an impatient GTP car. He just got well and truly out of the way and let him go. Of course, Jack Hintz is never a driver I would refer to as impatient, but when you're in those GT3 cars, you never quite know who's driving the GTP car behind you and whether or not you can trust them to make a sensible move.
Yeah, very much so. Also, I've got to make a good head nod here to Jason Bigby, position 3 at the moment in the GT3 field.
Dan Turner not too far behind him as well.
Yep, and then there's not much of a gap margin to Nick Mitchell, also behind Dan. So still a couple of very quick drivers sitting inside the top 5 there. And then they've got next very rapid bunch, about 6 seconds behind from them, which makes up the remainder of the top 10. So 20 minutes of racing gone by, a couple more minutes to go.
This is certainly quite a busy battle pack down the order. We've got Roger Forbert not too far behind Richard Saunders, GTP car of Jack Hintz in between them at the moment as well. Certainly can't mistake that livery. And Brendan Brownie not too far ahead of Richard Saunders. And Brendan's just spun out by himself there. Not quite sure what happened there. I just caught it out of the corner of my eye.
Yeah, that did look quite odd. It looked like Jack Hintz might have been going by him as well. So I'll just have a quick look and see whether or not Brendan's moved over across on him, or whether Jack had anticipated him being somewhere else and has clipped the rear. Oh, actually, it looks like he struck a bit of net code on that one. Brendan's gone through that corner and rubbed up against the tyre wall. And then after that, as
you know what I think that is? I don't think that's net code at all. I think he's just broken something in the rear when he's hit the tyres.
Yeah, different camera angle. I was looking at their TV3 camera. Just showed the proximity, and he's clipped the tyres as stated, and just the proximity to Jack's car. It looks like it's just collapsed on that right hand side. But you could be correct there. Could have broken something and it's twitched across. Other than that, he's certainly not survived that one really well with that rear spoiler not being attached to the car, and he's rotated it again. He's got quite a bit of a twisty crab look about it. He's popped in, he's grabbed his fast repairs, there's Brendan still, no need for anything else, and he's rolling straight back out of pit lane, getting amongst it. So it's good to see Brendan sticking to it, getting those laps underway, finish it up with a respectable position, and bring on the second race.
Yeah, and we can see here we're on the final lap of the first race currently. Looks like I need to reposition that track map now that we've got picture-in-picture going on. But Stephen McCartan coming around the final corner, and he's going to take the checkered flag very soon as he runs down Shoreline Drive. And he will cross the line and take out the win in GTP. Jacob Lucas not too far behind, coming home in second place.
That was really good, and if anyone was quick on the eyeballs, they would have seen that car of Dylan Shepherd's was very close to going across the start-finish line at the same time as Stefan was. So he's got one more lap to get round and get finished. So there'll be a few people out of order with the GTP car going across the line there ahead of them. We'll be grabbing checkered flags.
So Jack Hins comes home in 5th position. We've had Sean McNamara, Jason Bigby, Dan Turner, Nick Mitchell, Ryan Cotterill, Jonathan Turner, Kristen Jenkins, sorry, and now Nico Cordia all taking the checkered flag in GT3. Taylor Mitchell comes home 6th in GTP. Shane Ewan 7th. And heavy damage for Shane Ewan, so not sure what's going on there. And Dylan Shepherd now comes across the line to take out the GT3 class, doing one extra lap on account of getting, or being just ahead of Stephen McCartan at the end there.
We've got a 5-minute warm-up. And Doug's just gone to have a yarn to Christian Jenkins. He's going to come in and give us a little talk about his hand controls.
Yeah, that should be very good to have a look at. So hopefully we can be able to have him on track and talking us through a bit of a demonstration with that.
Yeah, it looks like Ben McMurray's joined us in here as well, just quietly floating around in the background.
Oh, you missed the old start with that, I don't know, was it a glitch or what was that? Something. So we just jumped in and saw you guys' view rather than watching the stream.
Oh, yep, fair enough. Yeah, just change for tonight, obviously. Anzac Day, we played the last post, and so we just extended the gridding time, and once that was finished, we got ready to get back into the action.
So was that less than 5 minutes?
It was less than 5 minutes, yes.
Yeah, bugger that. I thought that was why, but yeah, it's all good.
So
but what we do have is we've got Christian right off Jenkins, ready to be dragged up by his pinkies here into the broadcasting lounge, squeezing him through the door, and willing and ready to talk to us about these awesome hand controllers that he has fitted to his racing sim.
Definitely got to squeeze me through the door, mate. That wheelchair's a tight fit, eh? She's a tight fit.
I'm just happy that we put the lift in for us, big buggers, rather than climbing up the stairs. So you're actually quite lucky no one had to come down to try and carry you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
So we had the pleasure of tuning in when you were out there cutting some laps. So we've seen a little bit of you working on the on the hand controller. Give the folks at home a bit more of a in-depth rundown to what they are, who's developed them, and how they do what they do for you to be able to get out there and race.
Yeah, look, a massive shout out to Glenn Sidman from simability.com. He's set up something that makes any guy in a wheelchair that's unable to use their lower extremities, or got no legs, or only got capabilities of their hands, to really get in and get back to racing again if you can't get on the track, and or didn't really have an idea that you could get into sim racing. Being able to have a touch sensitive throttle, and I'm not sure whether you caught me playing with my brake bias or my brake pressure at one point throughout the race. I was adjusting that because it wasn't quite working either. So to have something that's no one else has put out there, this guy's created something and is distributing it worldwide, because he's in the States, and I know people all around the world in this community that are using these hand controls, and it's been a life changer for me to be able to get in and race with some of these guys and have a bit of fun. So I'm not sure if you got the stream up at the moment and you can see what my hands are doing, but I can sort of point out what's what on the stream. So on the right, obviously, we've got our gas. We've got a spring underneath this, which gives me a little bit more tension on it, which gives me a bit of pressure on that throttle. Same with the other side of the brake. I've got that same spring set up under there. And this is the little brake pressure bit that I was talking about. I can adjust that on the go, and that gives me more or less play in that trigger, or makes it harder or softer. So if I'm running the V8s, that gets dialed up a fair bit, because I need that pedal to be a little bit harder, so I know what sort of grip I've got under that. So what you guys may not have seen is I am actually with two buttons, one here and one here on either side. That's my manual gearing, so I am still running manual as well. So it's putting every bit of my hands to the test, racing around, especially a track like Long Beach tonight. She's lots of concrete walls and some very hard work.
That's really awesome to see there, Christian. It's amazing. So you've got a number of your fingers working all at the same time, stroking all those paddles and twisting all those knobs and dials. You'd be quite a hit with the ladies, wouldn't you?
Oh, let's put it this way: I haven't been married for 20 years for no reason, buddy.
Shout out to any of the girls out there tuning in. If you want to get in touch with our boy right off, he may have exactly what you need in life.
Yep. That's wheelchair guys are the best, mate. Wheelchair guys are the best. We'll tell you that.
Good. Oh, we look forward to being able to tune in and see a wee bit more of your handy finger work during the second part of the race. So we'll let you get gridded up, and thanks very much, mate. We'll chuck you back downstairs.
All good, boys. Thanks
Good luck,
very
buddy.
much. See ya.
Cheers,
Christian. Good luck.
And for any of our miners that have tuned in this evening, what I was referring to is he'd be pretty handy at doing back massages because he had strong fingertips.
All right.
Didn't pick that up.
Should we extend the gridding again? Just to confuse everyone?
Yeah, everyone's gritting up nicely now.
Yeah.
We can have
a bit more fuller.
Quick look at the grid. Stephen McCartan on pole, Jacob Lucas, Daniel Heatherside, Brett O'Keefe, Jack Hintz, Taylor Mitchell, Shane Ewins, Dylan Shepherd. And as I find the right controls here, I can scroll down that order. Sean McNamara, Jason Bigby, Dan Turner, Nick Mitchell, Ryan Cotterill, Kristen Jenkins, who we'll just talked to, Jonathan Turner, Nico Cordia, Chris Zalewski, Roger Forbett, Leith Swinney, Richard Saunders, Brendan Brownie, Steve Darren, Thomas McCall, Randall Luapui, Blake Greenhill, Wayne Hartnell, Scott McKenzie, Bill Kilgour, Ben McMurray, Aaron Goodrick, and Barry Mannon, but I'm not sure he's actually joined us to race. He might have just been in for practice, I think.
He has, so you might be able to do us a favour and just get rid of the extra red cross there on the screen there as well. So
apologies for that. Hopefully that was just you and Corey that could see that and not everybody at home.
So we've got the GTPs underway and can confirm the first car of the GT3 field, Dylan Shepherd, coming around the hairpin corner now.
And we saw, I think it was Jacob Lucas, absolutely slap the outside wall at turn 1, but, or was it, oh, I'm seeing a lot of red coming up from the GT3 field. Hopefully Doug will be able to unpick a lot of that for us.
Yeah.
Might have actually been Brett O'Keefe that I saw slap the wall out of turn 1 there. Oh, but Taylor, no, wasn't Jack Hunt's. Daniel Heddershot, I think, has just had a mammoth one. Jack Hunt's just clipping the tyres on the exit of that right-hander onto the back straight. And Jacob Lucas finding the tyres at the end of the back straight, manages to carry on. All action.
Goes around as well, just as I clicked on him.
Oh man,
Sorry,
Daniel
mate.
Heddershot going around. I'm struggling to pick out of which one that was that that had an issue before there at the hairpin, but it was a BMW parked completely sideways at the hairpin. So I'm just having a look from another angle, and I'll be able to get back to you shortly on that one, Shane.
Thank you, Douglas. So amongst all the chaos, it's Stephen McCartan cruising out front to an early 3-second lead over Jacob Lucas. I think Seppo might be just about the only GTP driver in the field who hasn't found the wall at some point. And Jacob Lucas might be having some technical dramas because it looks like we've lost him. So Taylor Mitchell in here at MP2 and Jack Hintz jumping up onto the podium.
Wow, that's that'd be good for young Jack. He'll enjoy knowing that that's back in place for him potentially.
Leith Swinney fighting his way back through the GT3 field.
I have been able to find that data as well. Wouldn't be urgent to go and have a look at it, but will explain some of the positional changes that have taken place further down the order.
Oh, Dylan Shepherd there. He's overshot the corner. He's lost a few positions now.
I know what it is I guarantee he's got a family member in the crowd watching from that angle, and he's just pulled over quickly to say g'day.
We can have another look at that. Dylan coming down the back straight.
Oh, hey Mum. Hey. Hey.
Well, he's missed because there's nobody standing there.
Yeah, well, no, sometimes when Mum says she's standing at turn 11, she actually means turn 12, so... So that puts Dylan just in front of Nico there, and just closing up onto the back of one of the Team West boys, JT, and then who has Christian ahead of him. We were talking obviously with Christian not too long ago during the warm-up period about his cool finger work, his sim ability, hand controller. Obviously unable to use his lower extremities, so that's how he does his racing, and does a mighty fine job of it as well. Shana, we've both been in some really good battles with right off over the season, so he's certainly a good race to race around, and a hard one at that.
Yeah, absolutely agree with that. As well, he's just peeled off into the pits, and he did back up quite significantly in the hairpin there, so I wonder if he's... I'll tell you what, we might be able to see if he's having a gear issue.
He's just rolled up into the pits. He had some damage which has just been repaired on the front end, so maybe things just weren't quite gelling with him. Lack of turnability there.
certainly just taken a fast repair, so yeah, maybe he just had some damage that was hindering him and just needed to come in and get that seen to.
So the other one you could have a look at there, just from the race start, GT3 class, Richard Saunders, lap 0. Just going right back, and he just has a wee bit of a bump here with Brendan, who loses his front splitter. Steve goes down the inside, he just turns in across and just causes that rotation. So pretty average really, and a bit of a hindrance to the other guys who've had to wait up and hold for them to get round. And you can see there Scott McKenzie right at the back in the GTP class, and trailing that field was Ben Murray. So just a wee bit untidy there, nothing untoward or done on purpose.
I do just wonder if there's a little bit of confusion with the GTP car here causing a little bit of chaos in behind. GTP car in amongst the GT3, where I think we had hoped, although we probably didn't quite get that message through, so to be fair, a little bit on us, we had hoped that those, if there were GTP guys mixed up in the GT3s, that they would move around.
They would be able to just move around, yeah. Once again, we are humans. We are humans.
Absolutely.
So, we make mistakes.
Just wondering if Stephen McCartan might have made a mistake as well, because he had a comfortable lead. Taylor Mitchell had his own issues, but now Taylor all over the back of Stefan, and as they both negotiate the traffic, Taylor might be able to get a good draft down to turn 1. Stefan's going to cover on the inside, getting very close between the two cars there. Stefan's going to have the inside, and a little bit later on the brakes as well. Holds on to it for now, but certainly a tight battle for the lead in GTP.
Yeah, so nothing really untoward that I've seen there from from Stefan's part. But I think what it is Taylor's been ripping through this GT3 field, whereas Stefan's probably been erring a little bit more on the side of, being a wee bit more cautious. So yeah, the data I've got, Taylor Mitchell just making his way through, passing those cars, and I think just on merit, on time, he's been pulling Stefan back in.
Certainly looked like he could have used a bit more caution making it way through the GT3 cars there, and he did get caught up with a bit of contact, but look how quickly he's already been able to close up to Stefan again. So this battle's certainly not over. He's able to get to the outside, he won't get the move done, he might be able to chop it back on the exit, but not really enough room there. But Stefan also compromised by some traffic, and Taylor able to get the overlap on the left hand side. That's going to put him on the side he wants to be on as they run down towards turn 1. Can he get the job done under brakes? They're going to be side by side as they turn in. Bit of contact and hard into the wall. Oh, massive contact for both cars there. Stefan's able to carry on. Taylor has to tow. I'm sure there's going to be a ticket race around that. At least one, as Stefan's got heavy front end damage as well, and while he's able to carry on, I would not be surprised to see him have to come in and grab a fast repair on that one. That was a massive incident.
That was significantly huge, and here's the replay once again having a look. So Taylor well and truly clear down the inside, but I think he's just overrun that corner a little bit. It's really hard to break down those micro sectors there of how much space each other needs to have. We could say that Taylor's gone in too hot, wasn't able to stay close to the apex going through the corner. There's a possibility that Stefan's turned in a fraction too soon because he didn't want to be run out wide into the tyres. Initial look would just say it could be a racing incident, but we've got the ticket system, like race control, they can break that down later. But again, breaking down micro sectors of decision making time is going to be really hard to make a call on that one, I'd say. Very interesting, very hard when you're battling with better side of 250 odd km/h race cars. So what we have now is Jack Hicks up into first place and Lee Swinney back down there in second, but quite a significant timing back to Lee from Jack's 20s.
Lee started the race in the middle of the GT3 field too, so he's up 17 positions to, he's had to pass a few cars to get where he is.
Yeah,
As we just had a Porsche spin out in front of him. Was that Thomas McCall by any chance?
I'm looking, I've got Thomas McCall on the data there, so I'd say there's a high likelihood that he was.
Looks to be the case. Oh, just going deep, flying to the tyres and damage on the car causing him to loop, and that rear wing absolutely shot back across the track. That'll be a nice souvenir for a marshal.
Oh, and look here, folks, it's no longer a pig, it's a crab. the racism stars will know the joke.
You Scots have had a mention on the chat on YouTube there.
What do we got going on there?
Pickering or Pix Productions as he calls himself, Scotty Auto. Awesome track this one. If you've got any tips for us, Scott, I'd like to hear them. And Scotty NZ is MVDH running tonight. Is that another? I don't know. What is that? Is that another class of cars, or is that something?
MVDH. I'm guessing that's Michael Vanderhaas?
Yeah.
That would surely be it. No, Michael is not running tonight. Yeah, well done, Doug. I didn't have a clue.
Man, if only Napper had something to give away. Thanks, Napper, for looking after the broadcasting that.
Unfortunately, it looks like Taylor's out of the race and has expressed his opinion on that incident.
That was a second incident in me as well, coming out of pits.
Oh, with him, was there?
With Taylor, he was just, I don't know what happened on that first incident, but we just met on the old pit exit.
This was Ben Murray.
Obviously in commentary again.
Doug, you're turning into Wayne.
Really?
You're turning into Wayne and calling him Ben Murray.
Yeah, Ben.
Yeah, sorry. I was
Never offended.
I do apologise to you, Shane, not to Ben Murray. I was checking to see how he's managed to get through the block again. I swear it's like he's found the key under the mat. I mean, no key under the mat. I'm just going to blame you on that one, and I'm going to tell Shane not even to worry about looking at it.
I would disagree actually, but you're more than welcome to have a look.
Sorry, the knife was still raw as I pulled it out of your back and reinserted it.
So I haven't got any data on Ben McMurray crashing, but I do have Thomas McCall passing Ben McMurray and then shortly after passing Taylor Mitchell, so can I assume that's related?
That is where it was, I'm sure.
So, yeah, Ben McMurray passed Taylor Mitchell for
Oh,
the team.
That's been sitting in the pits, getting a fast repair.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Thomas McCall.
Oh, that's Thomas sitting in the pits, getting a fast repair.
I'll be his name.
That's Ben sitting in the pits.
Is that live?
This is replay.
No, I'm just wondering if that's where he's parked and left it.
Could be.
So so I do have Ben McMurray crashing data, lap 8.
That's the one.
12 minutes 34.
Okay, I might just have to go back up a little bit. Here we go.
Ben was the turn in, and that was Stefan, wasn't it?
Oh,
Oh, it might have been Stefan. I might
Yeah,
take that. Sorry,
it did look like Stefan.
I will.
Wow.
Yeah, let's not come into
Not
nonsense.
It's
It was Stefan. There we go. I
Yeah.
take that back. Not that it
It's-
didn't bother me, but I feel sorry for Stefan. It was just a bit of a racing incident there. We just met in the middle.
Yeah, it's
I
a
was gonna pass.
it's a tough pit exit. At the end of the day, he can't just disappear. Turn 1 is very front limited. You're going to understeer there. You've just met in the middle. Just an unfortunate thing. I think I'd agree on the racing incident call.
Yeah. It's looking like Sean McNamara leading the GT3s over
Yeah, well,
Dan Turner.
Great minds think alike, because that's why I just clicked on him. And worth clicking on a car from this team leading his class as well, because Jigsaw Projects weekly sponsor this week.
Yeah, well, if the boss man can't do it in the Audi, I suppose you could have asked for second pit runners who don't succeed very well in the V8s, but apparently turn GT3 wheels pretty nicely. Mr. Blau himself, there he is, currently running P1 with still just a touch over 15 minutes of racing in here. So that's 1, 2 and 3 for the GT3 field sitting there.
You know what's ironic about this? He rates himself in a V8, but he still says he's slow in a GT3, but he's out there leading it.
No, he's a GT3 racer now.
He is, he's got to be.
On the subject of Jigsaw Projects being this week's sponsor, Jigsaw Projects, the building firm that has been making waves since 2009, originally as SDI. Steve Darren Interiors, bit of a name change, and out comes Jigsaw Projects with a new logo and new paint jobs for their cars. With all the expertise and high-end fit-outs and knack for bringing all building projects to life, they go the go-to choice for all your construction needs, from luxurious and extravagant fit-outs to budget-friendly office transformation. Jigsaw Project caters every style and budget. So yeah, get on the old blower and get a hold of Steve Darren if you're looking to do an office fit-out. Whether you want something fancy or yeah, you definitely have something to stick to your budget. It's yeah, weekly sponsor this week's Jigsaw Projects Limited.
Awesome. And Sean McNamara will be tuning in to Steve later on, saying that he gets his garage looked into, get a bit of a fit out done in there.
Yeah, well, as long as it's within my budget of free, I'll be calling them, won't I?
Well, weekly sponsors have a tendency to give away stuff for free, so I mean, you can always hit them up and fit out.
And you've come on to me when the guy that obviously made the mistake in P1 was disappointing, so you stay tuned, you'll see a good pass by him eventually, and then slack back also.
Yeah, Dylan's stupid, very quickly closing up, so Dylan looking very rapid tonight.
Yeah, hot off another bad weekend in Taupo, I believe.
But can you channel your inner Scott Dixon around here, Sean, and defend like your life depends on it and keep him behind?
Yeah, well, give me push to pass, mate, I'll try my best.
Unfortunately, we've had to disallow push to pass tonight due to some teams using it dishonestly.
Ah, that's quite good. Really.
There we go. Hasn't got it in him.
Just cross. Take that.
Are you gonna turn him like you turned me at the hairpin, Sean?
Oh no, I like this guy. He's alright.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, he keeps his speed up. That's probably the difference there, Shane, from your driving.
Okay.
He managed to actually go around the corner.
Okay, I'll take your note, Sean.
I think you're like a new gardener who just like checked up right at the apex, and that's why he got hit in that long pitch race.
Yeah.
Oh.
Lucky I didn't go to anti-stall,
Are
though.
you saying he did the Daniel Ricciardo and
yeah,
brakes mildly?
We can't help silly of him to be on the track like that.
I'm pretty sure was it Oscar Pistorius, whatever his name is?
Piastri?
Did that?
No, it was oh, I'm blanking now.
He got a shot as wife. Am I sure?
Yeah, no, you're on the right track there.
You're on it. I'm on the wrong one.
Doug was getting his Oscars mixed up.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, we won't even bring the gold ones into it.
That's it.
Um,
Well, there you go. So that was that's Sean McNamara, one of the Jigsaw Project sponsored drivers. He's still waiting for sponsorship money to come through, but as Corey highlighted before, you've actually got to be a good driver like Leon Weir to get things like that.
Oh, let's not turn up, unlike him, mate. Turn up for racing.
He doesn't race Thursdays, mate.
Leith Swinney's just...
Defend him when he's not here. Don't you dare defend him, mate.
Leith Swinney's just let Stefan McCartan go by, so Leith recognising that Stefan was looking pretty rapid and not wanting to get caught up fighting him. Question is, does Jack Hintz have enough, a 12-second gap, just about 12 minutes remaining in the race? I would say Jack's got a good shot.
I would as well, and this would be his first win as well for SuperCars New Zealand. We can hold on to that, so certainly won't jinx him by staying on him any longer.
Fair enough. We'll come to someone else who's still in a bit of a battle. Dan.
Yeah, bring it back up on screen. Let's see what chaos we can
Oh, he's only
on him. We've actually got Dan Turner on board, so we're hoping we might see him. Might see him fail to break coming into the hairpin. No, he had a chance. I just can't believe everyone gives these opportunities away.
And that Team West Anzac livery is looking pretty good as well. So a couple of different Anzac liveries out there tonight.
Yeah, all three of the Team West cars running out there. There was one of them was sporting something slightly different, and then you've obviously got the full custom Anzac livery that Jack Hintz from Racing has put together over the last couple of days. So that's quite a special one. Check out his Facebook page, Racing RACEM. You'll be able to find a really cool picture of Anzac livery there. Anyway, we'll leave Sean alone because despite my best ability to get him to crash, it hasn't worked yet. So maybe if I leave him alone, we'll see something spectacular. Bye, Sean.
Bye, Sean.
Bye, Sean.
Yeah, apparently Sean likes dad jokes.
Yeah, he was quite chuffed with my dad jokes for Tuesday night, Corey.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, for someone who didn't laugh.
I laugh because I've got push to talk. You can't hear me laughing.
that is going to be one of the best saves I've ever heard. Because I can't tell whether you're lying or not.
I was just laughing then, but you didn't hear it.
Yeah. I'm both. I laughed at my own jokes, so it doesn't matter anyway.
Oh, sometimes I just like to cuss and I can't do that on the stream.
I know Shane had a giggle. Well, he actually just shook his head and said, I can't believe you said that, but...
Yeah, you couldn't hear what I was saying because I was sitting in the lounge watching it on the big TV.
Yeah, it was funny. All it came up with on the chat was the previous person's comment has been ejected due to the excessive expletives.
Hey, at least I helped you get the lap count up there.
Well, I mean, hey, you were the only one who cared.
Well, apparently Sean did. He told me this afternoon.
No, I didn't see it in the admin chat, didn't count.
So Dan Turner is sweating all over the back of Sean McNamara now, so we may see Sean drop back to third before too long.
He's doing it, yeah. So there's he'll be just coming up shortly, there'll be 8 minutes of racing left, and what I can see is Stefan McCartan has circulated himself back into spot number 2.
Yep,
There's
we
8 second
got
gap
that. I talked about it, and you were too busy talking about other things.
So Stefan McCartan only 8 seconds away from Jack Hunt.
It was 12 when Shane was talking about it.
Yeah.
It was 4 seconds ago.
That gap is coming down pretty rapidly, so we'll keep an eye on that. But this, at the moment, looks to be the battle of the race. But Dan
And
just
actually,
having a bit of a
won't have
slide.
to
And
so you won't have to change it because there's Jack Hunt's blowing by them now. So keeping on these guys, we'll be able to see exactly what 7.5 seconds look like when Stefan now joins these two guys.
yeah, and Jack just getting caught up a little bit with Sean McNamara, but nice and patient, waits till after the hairpin, and he'll get it easily down the straight.
Yeah, see the difference of driving caliber from Sean McNamara and Dan Turner. Just sticking to the racing line, you know, bugger the GTP cars, they're fast enough as it is. Whereas Dylan Shepherd giving that GTP class car earlier an abundant amount of room to be able to get on by. So he's fast and not selfish, folks. I don't know what can be said about Sean.
We've all been taken out by a prototype. So,
Oh, Dan Turner finding the tyres.
and there's Stefan McCartan.
And hopefully not about to lock up on brakes. Dan Turner with the damage on the side of the car. Isn't going to get through the corners.
He might be able to limp it.
Quite a shove.
Yeah.
Not sure.
He might be okay to get it to the checkered flag. He may decide to go into a faster here. I don't think he's going to have enough pace in that car now to be able to challenge Sean McNamara, unfortunately, but I do think, looking at the level of damage, probably the lesser of two evils would be staying out and managing the damage rather than taking a trip through pit lane to get that fast repair, although as he struggles to get around the hairpin, that might make a liar of me, but he does stay out, so certainly thinks with not a lot of time left in this race, he's better off staying out there and managing the damage.
Yeah, correct. So Dan has just under a 7-second gap back to the next spot behind him, and so currently sitting on the podium. If you were to take a tour through pit lane, that could be 30-40 seconds touring that, and then a couple of extras on the stop. So he would essentially probably put himself way backs down into maybe our position. Richie, yeah, so probably about position 12, I would say, if he were to come through. So quite a significant loss of points from where he's currently sitting, as Shane said, if he can manage that damage that he has currently there.
Race at the front of the GTP field is really heated up as, well, Stefan McCartan's got a lap car just ahead of him at the moment, but he's only 2 seconds behind Jack Hintz now, so if he can clear this lap car, he won't be...
Yeah, that's not just any ordinary lap car either, it is a very fast Taylor Mitchell, so to the benefit of Stefan is he'll actually be able to work on a wee bit of draft in the fast sections of the track with Taylor, so that'll help bring that margin down even more to Jack, as we can see the margin from Taylor to Jack closing down very quickly, and as long as Taylor plays nicely and doesn't interrupt any active battle out there, we may see quite a spectacular final couple of laps of those two GTP class cars.
And potentially Jack can use Taylor to his advantage here. If he can do his best to hold Taylor behind him, keep him in between, he's going to make it all that much harder for Stefan to get at him, because he's got to find his way around Taylor before he can then have a go at Stefan. And you can see you can see Jack able to back Taylor up into the hairpin and drive away on the exit, and really opens up a gap for both of them, and doing a great job of managing exactly what I just talked about. Oh, but Stefan
Whoa.
just slipping down the inside of Taylor at the last minute. Taylor, great awareness to recognise what Stefan was doing and leave a bit of space there. Obviously would have had blue flags, so perhaps felt a little bit obligated to leave some room there. But now it is going to be a straight fight, and it's just come down inside a second now. Just gone under 3 minutes remaining in the race as well, so not out of the question that if Jack gets his racecraft right, puts the car in the right places, he might be able to hold Stefan off there.
Oh, it's going to be a tough, very tough battle. The only other significant battle taking place out there is in the GT3 field at the moment. That's between Jonathan and Blake. So maybe Corey can bring it up for us in BMP, so we can see those two guys having a nice bit of racing fun.
So this part of the track, not where Stefan's going to be able to get it done. Oh! Jack's just got loose. I don't think there was contact. And unfortunately that's allowed Stefan to just walk through there.
So it looks like Jack's tyres are pretty hot. He's actually done that by himself, driving out of that corner. Anything is potentially a little bit of aero lock. Something of Stefan, but not usually having to have the car behind disrupting the aero of the car in front. But you need to
Oh!
with these types of
Oh,
cars.
oh.
Oh, Stefan crashing out.
Oh, he's... Wow. I think we just move on from that. But certainly Taylor Mitchell involved. And Jack Hunt's moving to the lead. By 8 seconds now, as I believe this will be the final lap. I believe he's going to have the white flag up now for him. Not showing on our end, unfortunately.
Look back at what we're not talking about, and leave that at that.
Yep. So Jack Hunt's on the final lap as the time just ticks over 33 minutes, and he's coming down through the final section of track now, and whatever's gone on in this race, he's taken advantage, and certainly nothing of his wrongdoing.
No.
Moves past Taylor Mitchell and flashing the lights and weaving across the line to take the win.
Well done, and very close coming across the line for second and third. Stefan McCartane, Lee Swanee with a bit of a last minute look to the inside, only 0.23 of a second separating those two yet. So big drive there from Lee Swanee tonight, finishing in third, coming from ways down the grid order after having a bit of issues there at the start. Across to our GT3 class, we have Dylan Shepherd bringing it across the line there as well, picking up a checker flag indeed. Great one for him, and holding on to second place over Dan Turner. Well done. Sean McNamara, Jigsaw Projects Limited, sponsored BMW. A great one to keep the man behind Jigsaw Projects Limited happy by one of the cars being up the front. Well done, Dan. Ryan Cotwell there in fourth, and Nick Mitchell coming across the line there. Fifth, JT from Team West in sixth spot over Blake Grenhall. Roger Forbert not too far behind him, and Randall Luapuhi,
Luapuhi, I think?
Yeah.
Tell us how to pronounce your name, Randall, please.
Ninth spot over Casey. sitting in one of the ways before. So pretty good racing overall. A couple of things that will certainly be looked back upon, I'd say, even outside of a ticket base there, with some of the driving standards and potentially also some of the communications over the comms from tonight. Just a reminder to the drivers, be kind. If you can't be kind, just get out there and finish the race and get points against other these guys are doing.
Absolutely, so no one dropping into Park Ferme for us as yet.
Not yet, but I would imagine Jack will probably come along here soon. See Sean and Taylor having a bit of a chat downstairs. Yeah, I'm guessing Jack's just running laps around his house at the moment. So
I'm sure he's going to want to come in and have a chat. So, oh, here we go, Jack Hints, well done.
So he's joined us from cutting laps around outside and screaming at the moon. Jack Hints, tonight it was your night. Beautiful Anzac livery on the car. Big thank you to you for putting the effort in on that one. Average race, really, Jack. I mean, first place. Yeah. That's fantastic, mate, and congratulations on your first P1 for SuperCars NZ.
It's just, I really wasn't expecting that.
It was a night of chaos here at Long Beach. Concrete walls handing out a wee bit of judgment, and also it looks like some other drivers handing out their own judgment upon one another as well. But you were out there keeping it pretty clean. We thought you'd gone and coughed it all away.
Oh, careful, JT! You got to get yourself disqualified.
In the dying stages, getting a bit loose coming through that one of the back corners.
Yeah, just took the curve a bit too much, and then thankfully the traction control kicked in, so that kind of saved it. But I'd kind of accepted I was not going to win it at that point, so...
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was also really great to see a few extra numbers in the GTP class turning up to race as well tonight. Certainly having a few extra cars out there on field keep things a bit more interesting.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially on a track like this, it's really chaotic. Especially, having, 10-inch cars in that class and then a whole heap of GT3s, it was always going to be chaos.
Yeah, and it's pretty amazing to think that racing around a circuit like this, they do it in real life. I'm sure that the number of incidents that we've seen tonight is reflective of real life as well. But well done to you, mate. I know that you've always got the ambitions of getting out there and racing as clean as possible, and you've struck gold so far this season. Some P2s and now a P1 to add to the list.
Yeah, for sure. Still catching my breath, but I'm so glad I could do the livery justice.
Yeah, no, that one was certainly a mega one, and I did tell the peoples at home on the broadcast to check in on your racing page on Facebook to have a bit of a close-up look at your fine detail work there. So yeah, big appreciation to you for showing the respect to the guys under the Anzac, and
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing how the remainder of your season goes. We're looking at next week. We have a sprint race at Mugello coming up.
Yeah, I've never actually raced that one in iRacing, so that'll be a whole new experience.
Very good. And then the week after that, one of your favourites, Spa. Tell us how much you love Spa, Jack.
Oh yeah, I love Spa. He's got a sarcastic tone.
There you go. Well done, buddy. Awesome stuff from tonight. And yeah, certainly looking forward to seeing how the remainder of your season goes. Again, massive congratulations on your P1. Well deserved.
Thanks very much.
Cheers, Jack. Have a good one.
And I saw Sean floating around there briefly near the waiting room, so I might just quickly drag him up for bits and gigs.
Well, he
Because
did finish P2 in GT3, so I think that's worth having a bit of a chat.
he did finish P2 there in the GT3 field, and he should have been in the waiting room to come and tell us all about his race.
I was dealing with a bit of aftermath for a few drivers. There's a few disconnects and a few language barriers being spoken.
Yes, so, we have referred to, and so there might be some more internal investigations going on before next week's.
But how clean was my race? Get back to that.
Well, all we can say is you weren't Mr. Plough tonight, and you may have to hand on the title to someone else.
Well, I mean, when you got 0 incidents, I think you just really need to just look back and just, maybe I should have been called Mr. Plough from the start. Just saying, right?
Yeah.
And I enjoyed the battle with Jonathan behind me. It was obviously a battle of seconds, watching your split times and.
You mean Dan?
Was it? Was it Dan?
Yeah, it was Dan Turner.
Oh yeah, it was good.
Yeah, and it was, and it was looking like it could have been pretty close there at the end. He just had a wee bit of a wobble and gave the wall a slap, and that gave you a wee bit of grace towards the end to hold
the
on
wall
to
a few times, mate.
P2.
I was watching it. Yeah, so yeah, I think that's my second P2 this season. Some would say I've taken this a bit too seriously.
True GT3 driver, really, now.
Yeah,
well,
as Corey would say.
Yeah, your racing suit's getting tighter, mate.
How's that Dylan fella? Where does he pop up from? He's fast.
So
P1.
Yeah,
and
was quite. He's a bit of a handy dandy driver, and he's got a connection there with Stefan McCartane, so he had asked about
Stefan's joined the team that Dylan's in, so enticed him over for a bit of a race with you boys.
He would enjoy that coming through the field and me letting him go without too much fuss.
Very quick driver. So and apparently, according to Stefan, I queried him early on in the evening. I said, which class is he going to enter? And he said, it would have to be the GT3 class because he doesn't own a GTP car. So maybe in the near future, if we're doing some giveaways, he may be lucky to be a winner of some iRacing credit, and he'll be able to get himself one of the faster cars and go out there and have some cool battles with those guys at the top. But Sean, while you're circulating pretty well there in the GT3 class cars once again, you seem to be losing touch with your ability to drive the V8.
No, where did I come in the V8s? Wasn't I 6th? I think.
16th? Yeah, I think so.
No. Oh, in the championship. That's because I came 6th the other day, so that's not bad.
16th, yeah, I know that was good, wasn't it? Yeah.
6th.
Sorry, mate.
Well, that's still 4 positions worse off than you were in the GT3 tonight.
Yeah, well, hey, we are missing a bit of talent in the GT3s. We must admit. Like, I can name 5 drivers off the top of my head that are obviously a lot quicker than me that, for some reason or other, are taking a season off. So hopefully they come back and push me around a little bit in the future. It should be good.
Well, if you want to take over, assign someone else some broadcasting duty, Shane and I will happily come back and race you again.
Okay, let's not argue about this on the stream, guys. No, good man. I loved it. Clean, so it's unlike me. So yeah, good.
Oh, we look forward to next Tuesday as we head to the Red Bull Ring. I spoke about that at the end of the stream. That it's been a track that has favoured, I would say the Jigsaw boys, but it was the STI boys at the time. So you and Leon will be out there to try and solidify another good finishing result there in the V8s.
Yes, definitely. All thanks to our Phoenix coaching. It's put on by Laz. I think it's brought me at least a couple of spots up the grid this season. And I know Leon's he's like an alien now.
I know. Imagine what he could do if he had 2 extra monitors.
Yeah, let's not give him anything extra, eh? He's already quick enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's Red Bull Ring for the V8s on Tuesday, and then we'll be looking at the 2-for-1 Wednesday going to Oschersleben for the Pro Mazda and Ford Legends 34s before we head back to another week away, Mugello for the GT3s.
Ooh, Mugello. I like that
Sprint
circuit.
race.
Good circuit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
All right.
there we
Thank you,
go.
boys.
But that has been well. Actually, look, I'm going to let you wrap it up there, Sean. It's Jigsaw's week, and you're a Jigsaw driver, so do the song and dance.
All right. Well, first of all, we are going to thank iRacing for giving us the platform. Big thanks to MRP for his sponsorship. It's turned into be a really great asset for us. So thank you very much, Barry, and the team there. And obviously the broadcasting lounge, you guys, for giving us a nice little show. And I can't wait to watch it back and pick on the things that you did good. And I'm sure it'll be perfect. Hey, Doug. But other than that, and a big thanks to Steve. He's obviously a long time supporter of it and a good friend of mine, I would like to say. And we will see everyone next Tuesday. Thank you very much. Good evening.